I started with a more traditional background, so studying the different main styles like classical and contemporary. Then afterwards, I started doing theater. So I've always been very open to try out new, different ways of expressing oneself. So I would say like theatrical approach, it's always been very catchy for me. Then afterwards, I did conservatory education in France, and then I continued with different trainings and different internships in companies, as of in Hungary, but also in the Netherlands, Poland, etc. So I've been traveling around and catching all what I could and absorbing from different people in the field. Yes, I would say I started more as a dancer and a performer, and a couple of years ago I started also having the need to actually create also from scratch. So that's how I started doing different residencies and creating new work, as parallel as of course staying as a performer. Turns out that most of the times a little bit of humor is always there. I would say I'm very inspired by all what is absurd and just a very sensitive way of seeing reality in daily life. So that's my main inspiration. Just life and how people interact, how people live in public space. Um, and I would say from there on, then combined with also a lot of inspiration from text and different narratives, poetry as well. I like writing, so that kind of nourishes the whole bubble to then flourish somewhere. Yeah, I really like. I would say in my work now it's a lot of humor, but also a little bit of floating poetry and just communication between humans. First of all, thank you. It's such a great opportunity for young makers like me to have a frame, such a nice frame where international artists are coming and that I can show the work in such a beautiful surrounding. So it's such a great opportunity. And I would say for this work is a piece wrapping identity, a project I did last year after a residency in the Netherlands, in Rotterdam. From there on, I've been looking for different opportunities to perform it again, to make a little production out of it. It's a small team. We are all also starring this, so it's really wonderful to be able to show it also in another country with another culture. So for me, that's something that's very exciting, just to get feedback as well and to see what works and what not, and yeah, and also what people get touched with. That's something that I'm really interested. I really like telling anecdotes and telling stories. So I collect memories and souvenirs, and from there, it creates maybe an imaginary world that then I have the urge to share. More recently, because I started working with different dancers and performers or musicians. So then I would say I really lean in the connection I have with the people and also in the trust of them expressing themselves within the work. So I would say I really like establishing a first space where people feel they can play. And that's really important for me to have this almost childish, like very intuitive play. I like working with improvisation at first, catching from different influences. So as I said, photography, film, sometimes we read a book before starting a project. And then afterwards, then we start sharing and building together. I would say I'm really excited about just keep making and see what new memories, new stories are coming up, and also who are we gonna meet in the future, right?
Thank you so much for the
Yeah,
interview.
of course.